And in this latest episode of Archives of Warcraft, who is that guy? We're looking at the big man himself, Sargeras, the Dark Titan. So what are Titans? Well, at the start of the World of Warcraft universe, the Titans were one of the few life forms around, and in embryonic form they are as worlds. Azeroth, the planet we are living on, is a world soul that is a Titan that has not yet awakened. The first Titan to awaken was Aman'Thul, who became the leader of the Titans. He became aware that there must be other Titans than himself around, so he set off in search of them. When he came across these world souls, he tended to them, nurtured them, waited for them to awake. Eventually, a large group of Titans formed what was called the Pantheon, with Aman'Thul as its leader. This included Sargeras, the mightiest of their warriors. The more Titans they found, the more difficult it was to find others, but they knew there must be others out there. However, as they came across worlds, one enemy they kept coming across were demons. These things were constantly creating chaos where the Titans wanted order. So the Pantheon set Sargeras on a task to defeat these demons. Sargeras set out and killed demon after demon after demon, but after a while he kept noticing that some of the demons he'd slain before were coming back, unknown to him unless you kill them within the Twisted Nether, or within an area that is seeped with the energies of the Twisted Nether. They will just recoalesce and come back. So he needed a way to contain them if he couldn't kill them. To help him out, another Titan, Agramar, was sent to help him. They became great friends and stood shoulder to shoulder fighting demons on many worlds. With the help of Agramar, Sargeras finally had time to investigate the nature of the Twisted Nether and the Great Dark Beyond, which is the void between worlds as is called in the World of Warcraft. He came to realise that the demons were using energies of the void in their magics and became dimly aware of the Void Lords themselves. But it also allowed him to create a prison for the demons, a pocket plane, which became known as the World of Mardum, where he could imprison the demons rather than just have them come back. Eventually, Sargeras came upon a world soul. In time, the Void Lords, who found it very difficult to make physical form in the universe, sought to corrupt the Titans, to bend them to their will. But they found that the Titans were impervious to their corruption. But they found that a world soul, a Titan that had not yet awakened, was vulnerable to them. So they sent out beings known as old gods to corrupt them while they slept. In time, Sargeras came across one such world soul, where the old gods had burrowed deep and corrupted the heart of this world soul. If it awoke, it would become more powerful than the Titans, so he could not allow this to happen. So he cleaved the world in two, destroying the old gods, but also destroying the Titan as well. He went back to the Pantheon to report his findings and came to the conclusion that the only way to defeat these Void Lords was to burn the universe, destroy all worlds. And then when the power of the Void Lords was broken, maybe new life would seep back into the universe once again. Needless to say, the rest of the Pantheon did not agree with this outlook. Sargeras walked away, removing himself from the Pantheon and deciding on his own course of action. He would wage a burning crusade across the universe to destroy all worlds, whether the rest of the Pantheon agreed with him or not. But he needed an army to do it. He could not count on the Titans, so where could he go? The demons. He offered the demons he'd imprisoned a bargain: follow him, follow his will, and wage war across the universe, or perish at his hand. The decision was easy. Unfortunately, demons generally lack cunning. They're not great thinkers. They're beings of violence and destruction, not great strategists. So what Sargeras required were minions who would be able to form tactics and strategy. He came across the world of Argos. Rather than destroy it, he saw potential within the Eredar living there, and he offered them a bargain to join him, and they would unite whole worlds. Of their three leaders, Archimonde, Kil'jaeden and the Prophet Velen, Archimonde and Kil'jaeden agreed with Sargeras, but Velen was shown a prophecy of what Sargeras really intended. But that tale will be continued next week in Prophet Valen's episode. With most of the Eredar agreeing to join Sargeras, he changed their form and turned them into much more like demons and created the first Warlocks. These would have the power of fell magic and demons at their command to lead armies across the cosmos to destroy worlds. Separately, Agramar came across another world soul, what we would now know as Azeroth, and he saw old gods burrowing in as well, but this time the world soul had not been corrupted. The old gods had not done their work yet. He reported to the Pantheon, who immediately set at work creating Titan constructs known as Keepers to battle against the old gods. But they found that they were not able to contain them. In desperation, Aman'Thul grasped the greatest of these, Sargeras, and ripped it from Azeroth's crust. In doing so, he completely destroyed the old god, but also rent a tear in the skin of Azeroth, which would in time destroy it. They set the Keepers to repairing the damage as quickly as possible, staunching the wound. In time, this became the Well of Eternity. With the knowledge of what had just happened, they could not risk destroying more of the old gods in the same way. They simply had to contain them. When news came to the Pantheon of what Sargeras was doing with his Burning Legion, Agramar set off to defeat these armies. He met with Sargeras and challenged him to single combat. As a result of this fight, both their swords shattered in one great blow, and Agramar fled back to the Pantheon. When the Pantheon heard of this, they realised that Sargeras had to be stopped. They all set out to do battle with him. The battle raged for eons, but eventually Sargeras was triumphant. He destroyed the Titans, or so he thought. He certainly burned their bodies away with his Fellstorm. But unknowns to him, the spirits had survived. They attempted to fuse with the Keepers on Azeroth, but this failed. But we'll learn more about this when we go to Argos. During the battle with Sargeras, Aman'Thul himself had tried to sway the Dark Titan by explaining that they'd found another world soul, this one not corrupted, and it would grow up to be a powerful Titan, more powerful than any, and able to stand against the power of the Void. But Sargeras was not convinced, and once he'd destroyed the Pantheon, he set his mind on finding this world soul. When Sargeras' agents had found Azeroth, he set about creating a portal so that he would be able to go there and destroy the world. A great war was fought, known as the War of the Ancients. During this time, the formation of the portal was ended by a few heroes, including Broxigar the Orc, who'd gone back in time to delay Sargeras. He jumped through the portal, cleaving down demon after demon with his wooden axe from Cenarius, including inflicting a wound upon Sargeras' leg himself. Sargeras easily crushed the Orc in reply, but not in time to get through the portal into Azeroth before the portal snapped shut, ending any possibility that Sargeras could now get to Azeroth in physical form. Thousands of years later, Sargeras saw another opportunity to wage war on Azeroth. By tricking the guardian Aegwynn and suffusing her with a portion of his spirit, he was able to corrupt her offspring and lead to the invasion of Azeroth by the Orcs on Draenor, as part of a plot hatched by Kil'jaeden. But more of this story has already been told in this series, in particular with Aegwynn and Gul'dan's episode. The next chapter in Sargeras' story is going to come in the following patch when we journey to Argos in the World of Warcraft. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share for further content. And until next time, I'll see you later.